Hello. Well, a lot of chief executives always talk about shareholder value. For them, it's about creating shareholder value. But at the CIAS Corporate Governance Week 2014, we'll be discussing whether it's about more than just the bottom line. Because, as Sivanesan, your partner at Rodyk Davidson, obviously there are other factors. The question is, should boards concern themselves with those other factors as well? Should it be more about stakeholders than just shareholders?
Good morning, Mark. I think the directors need to be aware of what makes the business run and who contributes to that business. And that would include a lot of other stakeholders as well, whether it's your banks, your customers, your suppliers, your employees. So when you look at that wider group of stakeholders, it's not just your shareholders. Shareholders are important. The results of the company mean a lot to shareholders. But to the other stakeholders, a lot of other things come into play. So directors need to have an eye on that as well and not just focus on the bottom line.
Because after all, that leads to short-termism rather than a strategic, sustainable approach, I suppose.
It would. And it also means that if you don't look after your stakeholders, they may lose faith and confidence in the company. So you can imagine if banks don't want to lend you anymore or don't want to deal with you, if your suppliers are not comfortable supplying you items that you need, if your customers don't come and buy your products, and worse still, if your employees decide this is not the company I want to work in.
Taking all those points on board, and I suppose one thing that will be discussed in greater detail on the panel, though, is the fact that shareholders, unlike everybody else, has a financial stake in the company. Shouldn't they come first?
I think they should, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not saying that stakeholders have a priority over the shareholders. What I'm saying is, whilst the shareholders are very important, the directors in running a company need to be aware of the other stakeholders. And if I could add, Mark, our definition of corporate governance includes the interests of all stakeholders. We don't confine it to shareholders.
Right. Now, to what extent, of course, the other stakeholders should be looked after, that's something for the discussion at the CIAS Corporate Governance Week 2014. 27th to the 31st of October. Sivanesan, thank you so much for coming in. We'll look forward to seeing you on the panel and you, of course, as well. The website is on your screen. Go to it, register, and be part of CIAS Corporate Governance Week 2014.